Welcome back to Reach Out Reptiles. My name is Garrett Hartle, and I am curious what you would do if I gave you $5,000 to spend however you want as you helped yourself through our snake room. In this week's video, we're going to find out exactly what would happen with our friend and Patreon supporter Jordan Carpenter from Heartland Reptiles. We'll give him that opportunity and see how it goes. All right, so in this week's video, we are here with Jordan Carpenter from Heartland Reptiles. Thanks for coming down.
Happy to be here.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you. Started reaching out to you, I think, back in 2018. You helped me a great deal with finding the correct size for me. I wanted something that was a little bit bigger than what most people think of with the Super Dwarf. My Platinum that I got from you, she's 25% Kalatoa, 25% Jampea. Bought her with the intention of just being a pet. Fell in love with her personality. Went ahead and sold my pickup. Bought 6 more from you guys. So now I'm up to 8. Just laid my first clutch of hatching, or of laying anything.
Congratulations.
Ever. 23 eggs.
That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
No slug.
This might be tough for you because if you're used to selling a pickup truck to go make your purchases, we're giving you only $5,000 to try to make these. So you're going to have to be a little bit choosy here with this budget.
Well, and I noticed you said theoretical, so it's not real. I don't get to take anything home, which is
I'm sorry.
Very disappointing. I don't have another truck to sell.
Well, don't fall in love too much. Are you ready for this?
I am. Let's do it.
All right. You were able to pick 2 different animals.
Right.
I'd love to see them and figure out why.
First one that I picked is a Madu male. I personally really like clean, crisp patterns and contrast, and Madu provides that. You've got beautiful silvers, beautiful rosettes. For pure locality, to me, this is just a gorgeous animal. For me, it would be nice to have something like this that's 100% Super Dwarf, get a little bit smaller lines for animals potentially to sell, for those that like the smaller animals. A little bit less ideal for what I personally like, a little bit more ideal for potentially selling animals.
That's always kind of the balance, right? If you're going to breed, unless you're literally thinking about, I'm going to keep all the 22 of those eggs for myself, you have to make sure that the animals you're producing are not going to be unwanted animals on the market.
Right, and so it's not as fun as producing only what I want, but I think it's the responsible thing to do.
It is really fun to take a simple morph and then play with it along those locality lines.
Right.
So one of the things we were looking at are all the different variations of tigers we've been making. The Madu tiger, Karrampa tiger, we've got Slayer tiger. They look totally different from each other.
You get the localities with tiger, it blows my mind how variable they can be with the same morph just to a different locality.
Because the Madu is actually like a really bright and clean background.
Right.
Blending that into something like the Platinum, which is a mutation that also brightens the animal up, adds a lot of color, and reduces the pattern.
Right.
I think you're going to get a doubling down effect for kind of like super platinums that aren't super platinums, which makes a white snake with black eyes, right?
Right. Yeah.
So yeah, I think that from selectively, I think it would be pretty cool. They're priced at $37.50. So you have $12.50 left over.
There is a secondary animal. With the leftovers, went with this anery male. A very, very dark anery, but the iridescence, the rosettes, the saddle count on this male is just wonderful.
Now, if you're getting an anery male, that's a mutation that actually originated from dwarf and super dwarf. So you can actually find it in very high percentage at a reasonable price, $12.50 or something for a little male. That would be a great little animal.
No, that's wonderful, and like you said, for the price to get anery at high percentage or even potentially pure, I like the snows. A lot of what I work for or work towards has snow on some level, or at least, you know, anery or albino. This is a great little male to get higher percentage at a very reasonable cost. Or just having an awesome animal for a pet at frankly a reasonable cost. I mean, the darkness and the sheen on this guy is awesome for any anery.
There's a couple of things that I really love about aneries. You know, I feel like I change this every day, but when people ask me what my favorite mutation is, I always keep going back to anery. And part of it is that it's a naturally occurring mutation, which I just think is awesome. Like, it's something you could literally potentially find in the wild if you were to go visit these dwarf and superdwarf islands.
Right.
So it's healthy, viable, you know what I mean? And
Right.
just, it's kind of, I don't know, less artificial, more natural in a way.
Mm-hmm.
So that's something that I appreciate. I also love that it's subtle, and a lot of it is, there's almost like a translucence to an anery. So I always talk to them about them, not just that it's like a black and silver snake instead of a black and brown snake, but they almost have like a tinted limo glass effect where you look like you're staring through them.
Yeah, it's like it's kind of like the tint that has like almost a mirror sheen to it on some car windows. No, you're exactly right. The sheen is, you look, I feel like you look into it and past it almost into their pattern.
And then on that surface, so you have this like depth of pattern and color that they have, and then on the surface it just really shows off the iridescence that every retic has. But it's a perfect background to show them off. So definitely one that I love and appreciate over and over. Okay, so now you said that you actually had a different option for this $5,000. So your first option would be a pure Madu male and an anery male.
Right. That option is a little bit more what would be the best for heartland reptiles.
Okay.
And breeding and offspring that would in theory be maybe a little more desirable to the average.
But you would pick something else if you actually followed your heart, your real heart.
Yeah, I would. I would.
All right, so those last two snakes, giving you $5,000, you're following your head. This time you're saying you're following your heart.
So my heart lies with bright colors, sharp contrast, maybe more the middle size. There's enough people trying to capitalize on the really small and doing it very well. Frankly, they've kind of got it covered. It's not what I really love, so why chase what I don't really love when others are already doing it? For me, middle size, orange glow. As far as color contrast, this is just a gorgeous animal. You've got bright yellows, there's oranges, browns. You've got, for me, there's the general kind of classic retic with the rosettes, the side flames. Beautiful, beautiful animal to me. Something like this to take to my Sunfire Snow.
Oh yeah.
My anery Platinum Sunfire Het Purple.
So the way this works, it's allelic with other albino forms, basically like a super dark, vibrant albino. We actually did a little arguing, myself and Rob, Moschino versus Orange Glow. What do you like better? You can watch that video here. I think they both definitely have their place, but for vibrancy of color, especially if you were to take this to what you said, a Snow Sunfire is an albino anery Sunfire. So if you ran this to an albino, half the clutch comes out Orange Glow.
Right.
But you now have the addition of the head anery and the Sunfire to that on top, which Sunfire, I mean, adds orange and deep dark colors, and this is already crazy orange and dark.
Yeah, exactly.
And there's a lot more you can even keep going down that road with this.
No, this is perfect for me, what I like, and frankly for what I have. This is just a gorgeous animal. This is an animal I'd love to have. And the beauty of it for me is all my snakes will always be my snakes. If I produce some animals that people want, wonderful. If not, I'm gonna keep them. I'm gonna have them for me. That was always the ultimate goal. If it makes a few bucks, even if it makes enough to buy feeders, it's a win. But to have something like this in the collection, that would really be a wonderful thing to have for me.
Well, what do you guys think? Is that a $5,000 well spent? Would you choose the first one with the pure Madu and the little anery? Or would you take option B that Jordan has here with the beautiful orange glow if you were given $5,000 to spend at Reach Out Reptiles?
Option B. Option B.
Thanks for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
it.
Love being here.
All right, dude. We'll catch you next time. Catch you guys next time, too.